The town of Maple Ridge was once a quiet place, tucked away between the old, rusting mill and the deep, silent woods. Life was simple, predictable, and safe. But that all changed one autumn, when the air, thick with the scent of fallen leaves, began to carry something else, something ancient and deeply unkind. It started with whispers, then with fear. The first disappearance was a group of children, playing tag near the forest's edge as dusk settled. They vanished without a trace, no footprints in the soft mud by the creek. No screams carried on the wind. The only thing left behind was a single, solitary red scarf, snagged on the splintered wood of the old train tracks that cut through the town. Panic took root in Maple Ridge like a stubborn weed. The townsfolk, huddled in the local diner and the church basement, spoke in hushed tones of a figure seen only in the thick morning fog. They described it as tall, impossibly slender, its face always obscured by the deep shadow of a hood. They didn't know its name, so they gave it one, the Grey Watcher. A chilling pattern soon emerged. Each time someone went missing, it was at twilight. Just as the sun bled out below the horizon, a faint, distant whistle would echo through the valley, like a train that no longer ran. And then, silence. The next morning, another family would wake to an unspeakable horror. Not a broken lock or a forced entry, but something far more unsettling. A single window in their child's room cracked from the outside, the curtains pulled neatly aside. And tied to the doorknob waiting for them was that same red scarf. Fear is a powerful thing, but so is youthful bravado. One evening, a teenager named Leo, tired of the whispers and the curfews, decided he was going to confront the mystery head-on. Armed with a heavy flashlight and a pocket knife, he told his friends he was going to follow the sound of that whistle, to prove it was just the wind or some elaborate prank. As twilight fell, the whistle came, faint and mournful. Leo took a deep breath and plunged into the woods, his flashlight beam cutting a nervous path through the gnarled trees. He followed the sound deeper and deeper, the familiar woods of his childhood twisting into a menacing labyrinth. The whistle grew louder, closer, until it seemed to come from directly ahead. He reached the old railroad bridge, a skeletal iron structure arching over a dark, churning river. And there it was. Standing perfectly still in the middle of the bridge, silhouetted against the last sliver of daylight, was the Grey Watcher. It was just as they said, tall, thin, cloaked in shadow. In one hand, it held an old-fashioned lantern that swayed gently, casting a sickly yellow glow. The light didn't illuminate its face, only deepened the void beneath its hood. But it was the sound that froze Leo to the spot. From behind the figure, from the darkness on the other side of the bridge, came the faint, ethereal sound of children's laughter. It wasn't joyful, it was hollow, a cruel echo. The Grey Watcher slowly turned its head, as if it had sensed him all along. The lantern flickered once, twice, and then went out, plunging the bridge into complete darkness. Every instinct in Leo's body screamed at him to run, and he did. He turned and scrambled back through the woods, branches whipping at his face, his own ragged breaths deafening in his ears. He didn't look back, but he knew he wasn't alone. He could feel it. A cold spot on the back of his neck. The distinct feeling of being pursued. And then a whisper, right beside his ear, a voice like dry leaves skittering across pavement, saying his name. Leo. He burst out of the woods, gasping, and didn't stop running until he was barricaded in his own home. The next morning, the town sheriff organized a search party. They didn't find Leo. They didn't find the Grey Watcher. But they found footprints. A single set of tracks leading from Leo's house, away from the bridge and straight into the heart of the forest. And what terrified them most was that there were no footprints coming back. Maple Ridge is a different town now. The mill is completely consumed by rust. The houses have more locks on their doors, and no child plays outside after the sun begins to set. But the story isn't over. They say that even now, if you stand at the edge of town on a quiet night, you can sometimes hear a whistle drifting on the wind. And if you look closely, you might see a flash of color, a red scarf fluttering on a fence post or a tree branch, as if left there just for you. The locals have a warning for any traveler who passes through. If you're out after dusk and you hear that distant, ghostly whistle, don't run. Don't try to find it, just stop. Stand perfectly still, because the Grey Watcher is always watching, always waiting. And if you stop, it will let you see the red scarf. It will be your choice then. You can leave it behind, turn your back on the woods, and walk away. Or you can pick it up. You can carry it with you, but if you choose to carry it home, you might find that you are never ever alone again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from the shadows. And remember, always check your windows.